You are live.
Okay, good afternoon. This is Keith Gronendijk, Planner 3 with the Planning and Building Department, calling the December 11th, 2024 Archaeological Commission meeting to order at 2 minutes after 2. Before we begin the meeting, we want to acknowledge with respect the indigenous peoples on whose ancestral lands we hold this Archaeological Commission meeting and whose historical relationships with that land continue to this day. Item 1 is roll call. Planning and Building Services is present. Museum Representative, Commissioner Dick.
Present.
Archaeological Representative, Commissioner Call.
Present.
Alternative Representative, Commissioner Johnson.
Present.
And Native American Representative Lois Lockhart is absent with notice. The application listed below will be reviewed by the Archaeological Commission. You are invited to view the meeting on YouTube and provide any information pertinent to these applications. If you have photographs of the site, you are encouraged to email them to the above email address by 2 p.m. on December 11th, 2024. Item 3 is a survey required at 3A is Coastal Development Permit 2024-0033. Owner applicant is Patrick and Karen Burns. The request is a standard coastal development permit to widen an existing gravel driveway serving 4 neighboring parcels towards the west and improve drainage measures for said existing easement. The location is in the coastal zone 2.5 plus minus miles north of the center of the city of Fort Bragg, on the west side of State Route 1, 0.1 plus minus miles north of its intersection of Happy Lane, County Road 424E, located at 23300 North Highway 1 Fort Bragg, parcel number 069-171-48. And anyone from the public wishing to comment on this item? If you are, raise your hand. Seeing none, I will. Is the planner in attendance?
Yes, this is Jessie Waldman, planner for Mendocino County Planning and Building Service.
Do you have any additional comments, Jessie?
I would like to, but first, if I am available for any questions that the commissioners may have.
Okay, is the owner applicant agent present? You are, raise your hand. Seeing nobody. So I guess I'll open it up to the commission for discussion. Any comments on it, Commissioner Call?
What's the Northwest Information Center letter say?
Says the proposed project area has a possibility of containing unrecorded archaeological sites due to the proximity of known archaeological sites. Given this sensitivity and passage of time since study number 17089, Flaherty, 1993. So there was a study done in 1993, but Northwest Information Center is recommending that a further study be included.
Do we have the 93 study? Who did it?
Jay Flaherty.
Jay Flaherty, yeah.
They didn't, and the entire parcel was surveyed and they didn't find anything.
Is there going to be ground disturbance, or are they just doing a gravel overhaul? I couldn't really tell.
It says the grading amount is estimated for 5 foot wide by 3 foot deep V ditch. So there will be some ground disturbance.
But most of the parcel won't be touched.
Right.
So it's on the west side of Highway 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
My feeling is that having been surveyed, I don't know what's drastically going to change since '93, and a discovery clause for the trenching should cover. I mean, most of the parcel's not even gonna be impacted by this project. It's flat and it's near the coast, but they're not gonna do anything to it.
Is the road already in place? They're just putting gravel and doing a trench?
Yeah, they're just expanding the road a bit.
Where is it, from, say, like Virgin Creek? Is it north of Virgin Creek or?
I don't know, I would defer to Jesse Waldman for a site view or something if you have it.
Can you bring up the parcel on the map? On the overhead screen?
Good afternoon, commissioners, and thank you for your service to Mendocino County and for everything that you do. I can bring up an aerial image just for location purposes. I'm just opening up the file right now. I would like to add a couple of comments too. And one more image I have to open up. I didn't think about opening up the map system. It is north of Virgin Creek. If you're familiar with north of Virgin Creek, Highway 1 kind of dips down as you're headed north and comes back up and flattens out. There's a, and it's just past the old Montessori school, I believe. So here, I'll share a screen with you. I apologize for that delay.
Is it past Pudding Creek?
So, Mr. Cole, are you able to see the screen now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, hopefully. Here's the heart of Fort Bragg. I'm going to go up just a little bit. This blue line, this is Virgin Creek.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe it's Church School Street. I forget what the street is actually called. I have another map. So it is north of Virgin Creek, not very far, maybe 3/4 of a mile, if that. So if I show you this image right here, Church School Lane there's a little dip just in Highway 1, just north of Virgin Creek and Matson Building Supply. And our parcel is this parcel here. Megan Lane is where the private road that they're proposing to expand, that is the road. And this black box is the proposed parcel. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit and hopefully, Mr. Cole, that answers all of your questions.
Yeah.
Or your location questions.
So let's see, there's not a creek that goes through the property, is there?
No, there is environmentally sensitive habitat area that is wetland or riparian area, but it's not designated as a creek.
Right, okay. Yeah, I think I'd probably go with Flaherty's report. That he surveyed the entire property, is that correct?
That's what it said.
Yeah. Well, if there was a midden site there, he wouldn't have, he would have recorded it, and it is a bit far back from the ocean. Most of the big midden sites are at the ocean or closer than that property is. So I'm okay with accepting the previous survey.
Should we have a discovery clause for the trenching?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think discovery clause is always needs to be included.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I may, through the chair, Mr. Granadidi.
Go ahead.
So this site has 2 coastal development permit applications submitted to Mendocino County Planning and Building Services. And This application that you guys are looking at today is for the existing road, as you've seen, but you will be seeing it again for additional or relocation of a farm stand building, and relocation of existing greenhouses that are on the site plan. And the project is actually incomplete with our planning and building services right now because of the biological sensitivity on the site. So you may be seeing this again. And I just wanted to bring that up, that this application 2024 number 33 may come back to you, as well as the secondary permit for other agricultural use buildings on this site. Just, I felt like that was important to bring to you guys, bring to your attention today.
So how long is this trench?
So I believe that the road is, that is a great question. Let me get you that answer, Bill. It's the entire northern parcel. I would say it's an 1/8 of a mile long, but that might be too long.
Okay, so
I apologize for not having that in front of me.
is the road in a wetland?
Yes.
Already in a wetland, okay.
And I do have the site plan that shows where the road is and all of the existing development. I believe it's page 3 of the site plans that were provided to you. So the road area, the existing road is about, I think it's about 12 feet wide existing. It's about 660 feet long along the northern parcel boundary line. And the proposal is to increase the width for that private driveway to the adjacent parcels further to the west, to have a good accessible private drive for fire and emergency services.
What's the ditch for?
So there's an existing ditch that goes along both sides of the road, so that when water on the road, like rain,
right,
whatnot, it goes into the ditches. And they're actually proposing to expand the existing roadway. So the existing roadway here, I'm going to share screen again. I have to get back to that.
Was the road there in 93?
I believe that the road was developed in the late 90s. No, the late 80s during a subdivision that developed the 4 parcels to the west of this property, where this, as you can see in this site plan, there's a 60-foot wide easement running on the north side of this property. And that easement is to serve the 4 adjacent parcels to the west. And the road that exists was supposed to be 18 feet wide at time of that subdivision being created, and the road is only 9 feet wide. And so the current landowner and the adjacent landowners are working together to establish an actual true 18-foot wide road to serve the parcels.
You were talking about the next 2 projects. How much ground disturbance is going on with those?
So I just switched over to the site plan that shows where the all existing structures are. Mr. Cole, are you able to see the site plan now?
Oh, yeah.
So this does not have the red lines of where the easement and where the road work that you guys are looking at in front of you today, but it does show the existing home, the garage, a llama shed, a barn, a milking barn, a pump house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 greenhouses, 3 which are relatively large, 2 which are small, and then the farm stand that's right here. So this entire parcel has been worked as a farm for possibly 150 years. It's been a dairy farm or a milk farm or an agricultural farm. And in the 80s, this utility easement for the neighbors property to the west was created. So what's going to move is this farm stand in a different coastal development permit. The farm stand will actually be in this location that I have highlighted. It's just going to become permitted. And I believe that these 3 greenhouses and these 2 greenhouses here, those may be relocated. And if they're not relocated, they will become permitted eventually. They were placed on the property without the necessary building permit. So we're trying to work on resolution for any unpermitted buildings on the parcel where the whole parcel has been heavily worked with agricultural uses and existing development for many years.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I think I'll just stay with accepting the survey.
So I have a motion to not require an additional survey, but add the discovery clause for this application. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Okay, roll call vote. Commissioner Dick,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
and staff agrees as well. Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you, commissioners. Have a great holiday.
You too.
So,
I've seen.
item 5, matters from staff. I have no matters. Item 6, matters from the commission. Any comments?
Nope.
Commissioner Cole?
Nope.
Matters from public. Are there any members of the public at the Willits Library location who wish to speak?
None at the museum, no.
Or the Coppola Library?
Nobody here.
We just have Valerie online.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Valerie.
Good afternoon. I just had a quick question for the commission. With the Great Rail Trail that's being proposed to put along the rail trails from here all the way up through the county, at what point does the Art Commission become at least notified or involved?
That's a good question. It should have been already.
We haven't seen anything come in to us.
Might have something to do with it's probably federal land, I would think. I'm not sure how that would work.
It's a big mess. I mean, none of you are wrong. And what's been happening is right now I think it's the Coastal Commission is in charge of it. They're at the EIR phase. It's supposed to be done like later this year, but a lot of the tribes have spoke out because we have questions. Some are, my tribe is opposed to it. But we also have questions because, it's the old rail line that's no longer being used. There are sites along that, and a lot of people have spoke up about that. And we're just like, and we keep speaking up about it, but it's still moving along. If you go get on the internet, you can already rent canoes to go get on this and that. And it's like, and we've been asking at those meetings, but it's the protection of the ARC sites that we are concerned with.
Yeah. Here in Round Valley, there is Dwight. I can't think of his last name. Roy Pena, Dwight. God, I can't think of his last name. They're tribal members, and another person they're in the process of writing, Jesse. Let's see. Is that who I'm talking to? Is Jesse?
No, this is Valerie. Sorry. It was Valerie.
Oh, Valerie. Yeah. Okay. Valerie from
Sherwood.
Sherwood.
Yeah.
I wanna get you in touch with I want you to call Dwight. He's a tribal member here in Round Valley. He's a Wailaki guy. Let me, I want to give you his phone number.
Okay, or you can email me, Bill. You have my email. Why don't you just email it to me and then I'll have it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Is that all the commission has?
Yeah, I think so.
Then I guess I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second,
Second.
third.
Okay, all right, then, well, thank you, everybody, for showing up, and, the Park Commission meeting is adjourned.
It was good seeing everybody.
Merry Christmas.
I